Here we have the LTC NB682 with a metal knob and a customizable screen. The screen by default shows the battery levels and connectivity, which I think is handy, but the best part, you're free to upload your own images or GIFs to that screen. Let's talk more about this. So screen controls is pretty much straightforward. Now you can switch between the knob controlling volume or the knob controlling the screen by just pressing function key and the knob. So this is the default screen that you get without any GIFs installed. First movement to the right, you get options for backlight. We open that here. We can choose the backlight mode, color, brightness, speed, and go back. As for the screen, here you can choose the brightness of the screen for the keyboard. Let's select that. Sleep time, never sleeps. Alright. Now this is a tray-mounted tri-mode keyboard with Bluetooth, wired, and Wi-Fi connectivity. The battery is rated at 3000 mAh, and with the press of function key and backspace, you'd be able to check its battery levels. This came with pre-lubed out Temu silvers, which I have to say got me excited as these were once my favorite switches as a new YouTuber with less than 1,000 subs in year 2020. Now if you prefer other switches, of course this has a universal hot swap PCB that accepts both a 3-pin or a 5-pin switch. Software is standard with the option for key binding, macro recording, and RGB customization. Nothing new, but all features you'd need are here. Plus, in the software is also where you'll be able to upload images into your screen. GIFs are also accepted here, and it's really simple to tweak. We will not tear this down as I already have confirmation from LTC on what's inside, and that we will go over in the next segment. Box contents include the keyboard, manual, cable, keycap switch puller, and a dust brush. Now the cable here is a generic cable with an attached USB-C to USB-A adapter. The knob is made of metal, which I believe is aluminum. Housing does not feel cheap, and I'm giving this a very good pass mark given that it does not feel hollow, and that's because this is a fully dampened keyboard. Now I did get confirmation from LTC that this has 3 layers in between the plate and the PCB, being 1 Poron sandwich foam, 1 switch pad, and 1 PET anti-static film. Under the PCB is another layer of Poron foam and a silicone damper, which is one of the biggest contributors to its weight at almost 900 grams. Its feet are the standard kick-up feet for keyboards and is partnered with these rubber anti-slip pads. At the top side of the keyboard is where At the top side of the keyboard is where you will find the USB-C input perfectly positioned in the middle, and underneath is the power switch along with the dongle slot. Now on to design. The NB682 is offered in 2 colorways, both leaning a bit on the lighter, more feminine side. The top cover has a slight gloss feel to it, typical of ABS plastic builds. As for branding, you get one at the lower right saying Nimbleback. There are 3 light indicators above the arrow keys, 1 for caps, 1 for windlock, and 1 for battery levels. Taking a side view of the keyboard, you'd notice angles on all sides of the keyboard, which I do not think is a game changer, but it does set this apart from many of the keyboards in the market with this small detail. The knob is textured, adding to a better aesthetic touch upon closer look. Now this also has lots of RGB modes, toggleable by the function key and arrow up. The white steel plate helps diffuse some of the light, which gives it a well-balanced LED shine throughout the board. Overall, I do not hate the colorway chosen here. The white dominant color will help with making this match lots of setups. Comment down below if you have any questions, and of course, check the links in the description on where to get your NB682 from LTC. Keycap profile is MDA double shot, PVD keycaps, stabilizers are pre-lubed, and a decent amount was applied as I don't hear much rattling with the stabs. Stabs aren't very tight though, but that's fine as rattling again is very minimal. And tape on the stab locks will fix the issue if rattling happens on your unit. The switches on this unit I have are again out Temu dust-proof silvers. I was doing keyboard stuff already when out Temu was still a thing and never thought out Temu would be the switches here. They're factory lubed and have close to 0 scratches to them. They're pretty light, having a 45-gram spring, and I believe this is a full PC build, but I may be wrong. I'm only basing my theory from its sound profile. Oh, and in case you're wondering, these are 3-pin switches. And before we go to the sound test, again, check out the links I put in the description. Access those to get yourself your LTC NB682.